Life has a way of testing us in ways we never expect. Sometimes we fall so hard that we believe we can never rise again. In those moments, it's easy to look around and hope that someone will come and save us. But let me tell you one thing, no one is coming. No one is responsible for your happiness, your success, or your dreams. The only person who can truly lift you up is you. I have learned that people can offer you sympathy, but they cannot fight your battles. They may extend a hand for a moment, but they will not carry you forever. The world does not owe you kindness or comfort. The sooner you understand this, the stronger you become. Failures, they are not setbacks, they are lessons. Pain, it is not a punishment, it is your power. The moment you stop expecting others to solve your problems, you will find the courage to face them on your own. And when you do, you will discover a strength within you that you never knew existed. You don't need anyone to validate your worth. You don't need someone to tell you that you are enough. You are enough because you exist, because you fight, because you refuse to give up. So stop waiting for help. Stop seeking approval. Stop depending on others to define your journey. Stand tall, even if it means standing alone. Because true success, true freedom, and true happiness come when you take charge of your own life. The power is within you. Always has been. Always will be. Life is unpredictable, full of challenges, victories, failures, and lessons. From the moment we take our first breath, we begin a journey that is uniquely ours. Yet as we grow, we often develop a habit of looking to others for guidance, support, validation, and even solutions to our problems. While it is natural to seek help and companionship, there comes a time when we must realize that no one else is responsible for our happiness, success, or growth. The moment we stop relying on others and take full responsibility for our own lives, everything changes. There is a common belief that people around us, family, friends, teachers, or even society, hold the key to our progress. We expect our parents to support us, our teachers to push us forward, our friends to encourage us, and our mentors to guide us. But what happens when they are no longer there? What happens when people fail to meet our expectations, or when life takes an unexpected turn? If we have built our confidence on the presence and approval of others, we are left feeling lost and powerless. This is why it is crucial to understand that the most important person in our life is ourselves. No one will ever fight our battles as fiercely as we can. No one will ever walk our journey as we should. The responsibility of shaping our future, of overcoming our struggles, and of finding our own happiness lies solely in our hands. Taking responsibility for our life means embracing the fact that we are in control of our choices. We cannot blame circumstances, people, or fate for where we are. Life is not always fair, and obstacles will always come our way. Some of us may be born into privilege, while others may struggle to find even the most basic necessities. Some may have a strong support system, while others may have to stand alone. But regardless of where we start, the decision to rise above our challenges or surrender to them is ours. No one else can make that choice for us. Blaming others for our failures may provide temporary relief, but it does nothing to change our situation. Instead of waiting for someone to rescue us, we must become our own savior. Self-reliance does not mean refusing help or isolating ourselves. It means understanding that help is temporary, but our willpower is permanent. It means realizing that while guidance is valuable, no one can walk the path for us. Those who succeed in life are not necessarily the ones with the best resources or luck, but the ones who take complete responsibility for their actions, decisions, and mindset. They acknowledge their mistakes, learn from failures, and keep moving forward despite hardships. They do not wait for someone to open doors for them. They find a way to create their own opportunities. There will be times when we feel weak, discouraged, and tempted to give up. In those moments, it is easy to look around and expect someone to pull us out of the darkness. But the truth is, no one can fight our inner battles for us. We must be our own source of strength. We must train our minds to believe that we are enough, that we are capable, and that we are the only ones who can change our destiny. Taking responsibility for our life is not easy. It requires courage, determination, and a willingness to face discomfort. But once we embrace this mindset, we unlock a freedom like no other, the freedom to shape our own reality, to rise after every fall, and to live life on our own terms. Life is a journey filled with ups and downs, victories and defeats, moments of joy and times of struggle. While everyone desires an easy, smooth path, the truth is that growth never happens in comfort. The real transformation takes place when we face challenges head-on, when we are pushed beyond our limits, and when we are forced to rise after falling. Challenges are not obstacles meant to break us. They are the very things that build us, shape our character, and turn us into stronger, wiser, and more resilient individuals. Every person who has ever achieved something great has faced struggles along the way. No success story is written without chapters of hardship. Those who reach the top are not the ones who never failed, but the ones who refuse to let failure define them. The world is full of people who gave up the moment life became difficult, but it is also full of those who chose to fight through the pain and emerge stronger. Challenges test our patience, determination, and ability to adapt. They push us to question our limits and discover strengths we never knew we had. In the face of difficulties, we learn perseverance, courage, and the ability to stand firm when everything seems to be falling apart. There is a common misconception that challenges are a sign that something is wrong. People often believe that if they encounter struggles, it means they are on the wrong path. But the truth is, the presence of challenges often means the opposite. It means we are growing. It means we are moving forward. It means we are stepping outside of our comfort zones where real progress happens. When life throws obstacles in our way, it is not a punishment, it is an opportunity to evolve. Those who embrace difficulties instead of running from them are the ones who turn their setbacks into comebacks. Every great leader, innovator, and achiever has faced hardships. They have encountered failure, rejection, and moments of self-doubt. But instead of surrendering, they used their struggles as fuel. They understood that every challenge carries a lesson, and those who are willing to learn from them gain the wisdom that no book or classroom can provide. Hard times teach us resilience, self-belief, and the importance of persistence. They show us what we are truly capable of and remind us that we are stronger than we think. When faced with difficulties, many people choose to complain, blame circumstances, or seek an easy way out. But nothing valuable comes without effort. Success is not about avoiding hardships, it is about facing them with a mindset that refuses to quit. The strongest people in the world are not those who never struggled, they are those who stood tall despite their struggles. Every failure, every setback, and every rejection is a stepping stone toward growth. Without them, there is no progress. Without challenges, we remain stagnant, untested, and unprepared for the battles ahead. Pain is a part of life, but it does not have to be the end of the story. When we accept that struggles are necessary for growth, we stop seeing them as burdens and start viewing them as opportunities. Instead of fearing challenges, we learn to welcome them. Instead of running from difficulties, we learn to stand firm. Every challenge we overcome adds to our strength, preparing us for the next stage of life. When we stop seeing obstacles as limitations and start treating them as lessons, we unlock a power within us that is unstoppable. The journey may not always be easy, but the struggles we endure today will become the strength we carry tomorrow. From the moment we step into the world, we are taught to seek approval. As children, we look to our parents for validation. As students, we wait for teachers to acknowledge our intelligence. As adults, we crave recognition from society, believing that our worth is determined by how others perceive us. This need for external validation becomes a habit, shaping the way we think, act, and live. We begin to measure our success based on applause, our happiness on compliments, and our self-worth on the opinions of others. But the truth is, no amount of external validation will ever be enough if we do not first believe in ourselves. Self-belief is the foundation upon which all greatness is built. It is the driving force behind every achievement, the key to resilience, and the source of true confidence. When we depend on others to affirm our value, we give them power over us. We allow their opinions to dictate our choices, their judgments to control our emotions, and their approval to determine our self-esteem. The problem with this mindset is that external validation is never constant. People change, opinions shift, and applause fades. If our confidence is built on external praise, it will crumble the moment that praise disappears. A person who relies on others for self-worth will always feel uncertain, always seek reassurance, and always fear rejection. But those who believe in themselves are unshaken by the changing tides of public opinion. They do not need validation to know their worth, they carry it within them. Self-belief is not arrogance, it is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are. It is the ability to trust your own decisions even when no one else supports you. It is the courage to pursue your dreams even when others doubt you. History is filled with people who were criticized, doubted, and even ridiculed before they succeeded. Innovators, leaders, and visionaries were often told their ideas would never work. But they did not let the disbelief of others define them. They had an inner conviction that kept them going, even when the world refused to see their potential. Relying on self-belief does not mean ignoring feedback or refusing to grow. It means understanding the difference between constructive criticism and unnecessary negativity. It means recognizing that while opinions can offer perspective, they should not dictate our self-worth. True confidence comes from knowing that our value does not decrease just because someone fails to see it. The strongest individuals are not those who are loved by everyone, but those who remain firm in their beliefs, even when no one else believes in them. Seeking external validation is a never-ending chase. No matter how much approval we receive, it will never be enough because there will always be someone who disagrees, criticizes, or doubts us. But self-belief is different. It is not dependent on others, it comes from within. It is the quiet assurance that says, I am enough even when no one else says it. It is the inner strength that pushes forward even when the world tries to hold back. The moment we stop looking outside for validation and start believing in ourselves, everything changes. We stop fearing rejection, stop seeking permission, and stop waiting for applause. We learn to trust our instincts, embrace our individuality, and pursue our goals with confidence. Self-belief is the most powerful tool we have. It allows us to rise after failure, to stand tall in the face of doubt, and to keep moving forward, even when the road is uncertain. When we believe in ourselves, we no longer need approval from the world because we already know our worth. Failure is one of the most feared experiences in life. From a young age, we are taught to avoid mistakes, to strive for perfection, and to view failure as something negative. Society glorifies success, celebrating achievements while overlooking the struggles that led to them. As a result, many people fear failure so much that they never take risks, never step outside their comfort zones, and never allow themselves to grow. But the truth is, failure is not the end of the road, it is the beginning of something greater. It is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful lesson that shapes us into stronger, wiser, and more resilient individuals. Every person who has ever achieved anything significant has failed at some point. No great success story exists without moments of struggle, rejection, and disappointment. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not the absence of failure, but the ability to embrace it as a lesson. When people fail, they often see it as proof that they are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough, or an. But failure is not an indication of incompetence, it is simply a stepping stone to success. Every setback teaches something valuable, whether it is a new perspective, a better approach, or a deeper understanding of what needs to be improved. Failure has a way of revealing our true strength. It tests our patience, determination, and ability to rise after falling. When everything goes smoothly, we do not develop resilience. It is only in moments of difficulty that we discover what we are truly capable of. Failure humbles us, reminding us that we still have more to learn. It pushes us to reflect on our mistakes, make adjustments, and come back stronger. Those who fear failure often avoid challenges altogether, but those who embrace it use it as fuel to propel themselves forward. Many of the world's greatest minds were once considered failures. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed thousands of times before finally succeeding. When asked about his failures, he famously said, "I have not failed." His mindset is a perfect example of how failure should be viewed not as a dead end, but as a necessary part of the journey. If he had given up after his first few attempts, the world would have never seen his invention. Similarly, successful entrepreneurs, artists, scientists, and athletes have all faced moments of failure before achieving greatness. They did not let their setbacks define them, they used them as lessons to improve, adapt, and grow. The fear of failure often stops people from even trying. Many dreams remain unfulfilled, not because they were impossible, but because the fear of failing kept people from taking the first step. However, failure is not something to be ashamed of. It is proof that a person is trying, learning, and evolving. Those who embrace failure understand that it is a temporary setback, not a permanent defeat. They realize that every mistake is an opportunity to gain wisdom and become better. Instead of running from failure, they face it head-on, knowing that each experience is shaping them into a stronger version of themselves. When failure is seen as a lesson rather than a loss, it becomes a source of motivation instead of discouragement. It teaches patience, persistence, and problem-solving skills. It builds character, resilience, and the ability to adapt. The only real failure in life is refusing to try at all. Every mistake, every setback, and every rejection is a stepping stone toward success. Those who achieve greatness are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who never let failure stop them. Embracing failure means embracing growth, learning, and the endless possibilities that come with trying again. Pain is often seen as something negative, something to be avoided, suppressed, or forgotten. It is associated with loss, struggle, disappointment, and heartbreak. People fear pain because it brings discomfort, makes them vulnerable, and exposes them to their deepest insecurities. But what if pain is not the enemy? What if, instead of running from it, we embrace it? What if pain is not a weakness but a source of strength? The truth is, pain is not meant to break us, it is meant to shape us. It is not a burden, it is a teacher. It has the power to transform, to ignite something within us, and to push us beyond our perceived limits. Every person in this world experiences pain in some form, physical, emotional, or psychological. Some people lose loved ones, some face betrayal, some struggle with failure, and some battle their own inner demons. Pain is a universal experience, but what differentiates people is how they respond to it. Some allow pain to consume them, leaving them stuck in a cycle of self-pity and hopelessness. Others, however, choose to turn their pain into power. They use it as fuel to rise above their circumstances, to prove their strength, and to create something meaningful out of their struggles. They understand that pain is not an endpoint but a turning point, a force that can be harnessed for personal growth. Pain teaches lessons that comfort never can. It forces people to confront their fears, to develop resilience, and to find strength they never knew they had. When everything is going well, there is little incentive to grow. But when life becomes difficult, it demands transformation. Pain challenges people to change their perspective, to dig deeper, and to fight harder. It removes illusions, strips away false securities, and reveals what truly matters. It teaches the importance of perseverance, the value of patience, and the ability to rise after falling. History is filled with individuals who turned their pain into power. Some of the greatest leaders, artists, and visionaries in the world have endured unimaginable suffering. They did not allow their struggles to define them. Instead, they used them as motivation. Many writers have turned their personal heartbreak into stories that inspire millions. Many athletes have used their failures and injuries to come back stronger. Many entrepreneurs have faced rejection and loss before building something revolutionary. The common thread among all these individuals is that they refused to let pain make them bitter. Instead, they allowed it to make them better. Pain also has the ability to build empathy and understanding. People who have suffered deeply often develop a greater capacity for compassion. They understand the struggles of others because they have walked that path themselves. Instead of becoming hardened by their pain, they use it to connect with and uplift others. They find purpose in helping those who are going through similar hardships, turning their wounds into a source of healing not just for themselves, but for others as well. There is no avoiding pain in life, but there is a choice in how to respond to it. It can be seen as a curse, something unfair and cruel, or it can be seen as a gift, an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to build unshakable inner strength. Pain has the potential to transform people into the strongest versions of themselves. It pushes them towards self-discovery, forces them to let go of what no longer serves them, and gives them the fire to fight for a better future. Those who embrace their pain instead of resisting it often find that it becomes their greatest source of power. It fuels ambition, strengthens character, and leads to breakthroughs that would never have been possible in the absence of struggle. Pain does not have to be a prison. It can be the very thing that sets a person free. Independence is one of the greatest forms of freedom a person can achieve. It is not just about the ability to make decisions, but about the power to control one's own life without relying on others for validation, support, or direction. Many people live their entire lives bound by the expectations of society, the opinions of others, and the limitations imposed upon them by external forces. They seek approval, depend on guidance, and hesitate to take ownership of their own journey. True freedom, however, comes when a person embraces independence not just in action, but in thought, belief, and purpose. Being independent means having the courage to make choices based on personal values rather than the expectations of others. It is about standing firm in one's own beliefs, even when the world disagrees. Many people fear independence because it comes with responsibility. It means that there is no one to blame for failures, no one to fall back on when things go wrong. But this responsibility is not a burden, it is a privilege. When a person takes control of their life, they no longer feel trapped by circumstances. They understand that their happiness, success, and growth depend on their own efforts. Independence builds confidence. A person who learns to rely on themselves develops an unshakable belief in their abilities. They do not seek constant reassurance because they trust their own judgment. They are not afraid of solitude because they are comfortable with themselves. They do not fear failure because they know they have the strength to rise again. This self-reliance allows them to pursue dreams without hesitation, take risks without fear, and live life on their own terms. The moment a person stops depending on others for validation, they experience a new level of freedom that cannot be taken away by rejection, criticism, or failure. There are many forms of independence, and each one contributes to personal freedom. Financial independence allows people to make choices without being tied down by monetary dependence. Emotional independence frees people from seeking constant approval, allowing them to develop inner peace and confidence. Intellectual independence gives people the ability to think critically, form their own opinions, and stand firm in their beliefs. When all these aspects of independence come together, they create a life of true freedom, a life where a person is not controlled by external circumstances, but by their own will and determination. Many people fear independence because it often means walking alone. It means making difficult decisions without the comfort of guidance. It means taking responsibility for every success and every failure. But this solitude is not loneliness, it's empowerment. It is the realization that happiness does not depend on others, but on oneself. People who embrace independence understand that while companionship and support are valuable, they are not necessities for survival. They know that their strength comes from within and that no external force can take away their ability to succeed. History is full of individuals who achieved greatness because they refused to be dependent on anyone else. They did not wait for permission, support, or approval. They took risks, faced failures, and built their own paths. The most powerful people in the world are not the ones who are constantly surrounded by others, but the ones who have the courage to stand alone when necessary. Independence gives people the ability to live life without restrictions, to pursue goals without hesitation, and to define success on their own terms. Freedom is not about having everything handed over, it is about having the power to create one's own destiny. Independence is the foundation of this freedom. It is the ability to rise after falling, to move forward without waiting for help, and to make choices without fear of judgment. When a person embraces independence, they unlock the true essence of freedom, a life where they are in control, where they make their own decisions, and where their happiness is entirely in their hands. Dreams are personal. They are the deepest desires of the heart, the silent whispers that keep a person awake at night, the visions that fuel ambition and hope. Everyone dreams of achieving something, whether it is success, happiness, recognition, or fulfillment. But dreams alone are never enough. They require effort, persistence, and unwavering dedication. The harsh reality is that no one else will work for another person's dreams. No one will put in the effort, face the struggles, or make the sacrifices needed to turn them into reality. Dreams belong to the dreamer, and so does the responsibility of making them come true. Many people spend their lives waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to support them, waiting for luck to be on their side. But waiting is not a strategy. Dreams do not come to life through luck or chance, they are built through relentless effort. Those who truly want something do not wait for circumstances to align in their favor. They take action, create opportunities, and push forward despite obstacles. The world is filled with people who had great dreams but never saw them realized because they were unwilling to put in the work. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the size of the dream, but the level of effort invested in achieving it. Hard work is the bridge between dreams and reality. It is what turns imagination into achievement. Many people admire success from a distance but are not willing to go through the struggles that come with it. They see athletes winning championships, artists creating masterpieces, and entrepreneurs building empires, but they fail to see the countless hours of practice, the sacrifices, and the failures that came before success. Every dream has a price, and only those who are willing to pay it will reach their destination. The journey toward a dream is rarely easy. It is filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. There will be times when exhaustion sets in, when progress feels slow, and when quitting seems like the easier option. But the ones who achieve their dreams are not the ones who never face difficulties. They are the ones who refuse to give up. They understand that effort is not optional, it is essential. They keep moving forward even when the path is unclear, even when failures knock them down, and even when the world tells them to stop. Many people make the mistake of expecting others to support their dreams. They seek approval, motivation, or financial help, believing that they need someone else to push them forward. But the truth is, dreams are a personal journey. While support is valuable, it is not guaranteed. No one else will care about a person's dreams as much as they do. No one else will feel the same passion, the same urgency, or the same sense of responsibility. The moment a person stops depending on others and takes full ownership of their dream, they unlock the true power needed to achieve it. Effort is the ultimate measure of commitment. It is easy to say, "I want to be successful," but real dedication is proven through action. Dreams demand sacrifice, late nights, early mornings, failures, and countless moments of struggle. They require discipline, consistency, and a mindset that refuses to accept defeat. Those who achieve greatness are not necessarily the most talented or the most privileged. They are the ones who put in the effort when no one is watching, who push through challenges when no one believes in them, and who keep going even when the odds are against them. Every person has the power to turn their dreams into reality, but it is a choice. A person can either spend their life wishing for success or working for it. Dreams do not work unless effort is put into them. The world does not give handouts, it rewards those who show up, put in the work, and refuse to quit. In the end, dreams belong to those who are willing to fight for them. And only those who put in the effort will ever see them come true.